The year is 1950. San Francisco awakens beneath a veil of soft Pacific fog, its streets still quiet before the city stirs to life. From high above, the Golden Gate Bridge emerges through the morning haze, its towering vermilion arches cutting through the grey dawn sky like a monument frozen in time. The bay below shimmers with cold, silver light, and the hills of the city roll endlessly into the distance. This is a world of shadows and secrets, where history breathes through every cobblestone and corner. Down on the downtown streets, vintage automobiles glide slowly past rows of authentic mid-century storefronts. Men in fedoras and tailored overcoats walk briskly alongside women in elegant swing dresses. The architecture stands tall and unaltered, every building a living relic of a defining American decade. The cinematic light falls long and dramatic across the pavement, casting deep shadows that hint at stories buried beneath the surface of this beautifully haunting, historically rich city. Inside a dimly lit room, the weight of history hangs in the air. Warm tungsten light spills across a massive table, casting long shadows over detailed maps of San Francisco and the surrounding bay. The year is somewhere in the early 1950s, and the atmosphere is thick with urgency and secrecy. Several United States military officers, dressed in authentic period uniforms and press suits, lean over the table with hardened expressions. Their eyes trace coastlines, bridges, and naval routes with calculated precision. Classified folders stamped with bold red lettering sit beside handwritten notes and rotary telephones waiting to ring. Vintage desk lamps flicker softly. A thin curl of cigarette smoke drifts upward, dissolving into the shadows above. Every document, every whispered word in this room carries consequence. This is where decisions are made that the public will never know about, buried beneath layers of official silence and Cold War tension. Deep within a classified government facility, somewhere in the heart of America, the year is 1953. The hum of fluorescent overhead lighting fills a sterile, windowless room where the boundaries of science are being quietly pushed beyond public knowledge. Three scientists in crisp white laboratory coats stand shoulder to shoulder over a long workbench, their faces drawn tight with concentration. Glass beakers, sealed specimen containers, and precision microscopes line the surface before them. Every movement is deliberate, measured, and purposeful. Behind them, two military officers in full uniform observe in complete silence, their arms folded, their expressions unreadable. No one speaks unnecessarily. The atmosphere carries the unmistakable weight of secrecy. This is not ordinary research. Whatever is being examined beneath those microscope lenses, whatever is sealed inside those carefully labeled containers, it was never meant for the outside world to see. The year is somewhere in the early 1950s. A United States Navy vessel sits anchored near the rugged coastline of San Francisco, its steel hull cutting a sharp silhouette against the cold Pacific horizon. A thin veil of fog drifts across the bay, softening the distant skyline into muted shades of grey and blue. The atmosphere carries the weight of something serious, something deliberate. On the main deck, Navy personnel move with focused precision, positioning unusual scientific equipment between coils of heavy cable and arrangements of metal pipes. Mechanical instruments gleam under the overcast light, their purpose unclear to any casual observer. Officers in vintage military uniforms stand at a measured distance, watching every adjustment with sharp, calculating eyes. This is not a routine exercise. Every movement suggests a mission operating well beyond standard naval procedure, documented for history. The year is 1950. San Francisco Bay stretches wide beneath a pale morning sky, its calm waters catching the first light of dawn. A vintage United States Navy ship moves slowly through the stillness, cutting a quiet path near the coastline. The Golden Gate Bridge rises in the distance, iconic and unwavering, framing a skyline that belongs entirely to another era. Below, the city breathes with quiet life. Small vintage automobiles roll through downtown streets while pedestrians in period clothing move at an unhurried pace. Classic cable cars glide through the hills, their bells faintly echoing across the morning air. A natural haze drifts gently from the bay toward the city, softening the edges of every rooftop and alleyway. Yet beneath this peaceful surface, something stirs. The Navy vessel moves with quiet purpose, its presence deliberate, its mission unspoken. A secret military operation unfolds offshore, hidden in plain sight against the beauty of 1950s San Francisco. The year is 1950s San Francisco. Sunlight filters through the morning fog, casting a golden hue across the bustling sidewalks of a city alive with routine. Men in pressed suits and women in elegant dresses move with purpose, their footsteps echoing against the pavement. Vintage automobiles roll through intersections, their chrome bumpers gleaming under natural daylight. A classic cable car glides steadily along its track, its familiar bell cutting through the ambient noise of the street. Shop fronts display hand-painted signage, and the aroma of fresh coffee drifts from open restaurant doors. Yet beneath this perfectly ordinary afternoon, something lingers. A glance held a moment too long, a stillness between strangers. The city breathes normally, but the atmosphere carries a quiet, undeniable tension that no one quite acknowledges, yet everyone seems to feel. The year is somewhere in the early 1950s. Inside a sprawling American hospital, long corridors stretch beneath the pale glow of fluorescent tubes mounted along the ceiling. The light falls soft and cold across linoleum floors, casting muted shadows against cream-painted walls. Metal gurneys line the hallways, and the faint hum of machinery drifts through the air. Everything feels deliberate, measured, and quietly tense. Around a central desk, doctors and nurses gather in their authentic period uniforms. Starched white coats, structured caps, and careful postures define every figure in the room. They lean over paper files, typewritten records, and hand-drawn medical charts spread across the surface. Vintage equipment sits nearby, each instrument a testament to the era. Their expressions carry weight, serious and deeply concerned, as they exchange measured words about unusual patient cases that demand their full attention. Somewhere deep within a government building, far from public eyes, a room exists that history almost forgot. The year is somewhere in the 1950s. The Cold War is not just a political reality. It is a suffocating presence felt in every shadow, every locked drawer, every whispered conversation. A single figure sits beneath the pale glow of a desk lamp. No name, no face fully visible, just hands, steady, deliberate, turning pages of documents marked confidential. Around him, towering filing cabinets hold secrets measured not in pages, but in consequences. Cigarette smoke drifts lazily through the blue-grey darkness. Vintage typewriters, rotary phones, and stacked paper records fill every corner. This is not an office. This is a vault of decisions that shaped nations. The official pauses, slides one document into a locked metal drawer, and closes it, permanently sealing another truth the world may never know. The year is 1974. Buried beneath layers of bureaucratic silence, a story waits to be told. Inside a dimly lit newspaper archive, two figures lean over a cluttered wooden desk, a journalist and a historian, both drawn together by fragments of information that refuse to stay hidden. Stacks of yellowed newspapers tower around them. Government documents spill from dusty filing boxes. The warm amber glow of desk lamps casts long shadows across their faces. Vintage typewriters sit idle nearby. Real cameras rest against the shelves. Every detail speaks of an era where truth moved slowly but deliberately. Their fingers trace through faded ink, cross-referencing dates, names, locations. Then something shifts. Their expressions tighten, eyes widen. What they have uncovered is not a rumor. It is documented evidence of a forgotten government experiment, deliberately erased from public record, hiding in plain sight all along. The sun descends over San Francisco, casting deep amber and crimson across the skyline. From high above, the city breathes with quiet intensity, its towers catching the last light of day. Far in the distance, the Golden Gate Bridge stands as a silent witness, draped in golden haze, connecting two shores that have kept secrets for generations. The scene shifts to a weathered wooden desk. A classified government document from the 1950s rests beneath the pale glow of a single lamp. Archival photographs and faded papers surround it, each one a fragment of something deliberately buried. The textures are worn, the ink barely holding its truth against the passage of time. A hand reaches forward and slowly closes the file. The room surrenders to darkness. Whatever was documented here, whatever was witnessed, photographed, and sealed away, remains unresolved. The silence that follows is not empty. It carries the unmistakable weight of answers that were never meant to surface.